If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. William Shakespeare, Julius Caesar. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. Welcome to my channel. This is every single time that I have cried in 2023 so far. I'm a natural crier. This year, in 2023, I have kept a running journal of every single time that I've cried. So I have it in front of me. I'm going to go through the list, which is sorted by month, and then talk a little bit about the individual entries, which are on individual days. I have to give credit where credit is due. I got this idea from a dear friend of mine from college who kept a running list of her cries and her roommates' cries on a little whiteboard on their refrigerator, and I thought that was very real and emotionally raw. Now, I thought it was funny, and I'm also a big crier, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to sort of look at that. Also, every single month that I do, I'm going to be wearing a different fun hat. Last thing before I say to get started, please subscribe if you are new. Leave a comment if you enjoyed the video. I love comments. They really do mean a lot. Also, some names in here that I know will come up are going to be censored to protect the person's identity. Without further ado, let's get started with January. Okay, January 8th. The entry reads, leaving Mike and Margie's house for the last time. Yeah, it's my aunt and uncle. It's the house that they've lived in my entire life. So leaving that was very emotional. Also January 8th. Okay. Reading Mom's Arnolfini note. Oh my gosh, this I actually have right here. So this is the Arnolfini portrait. It is a wonderful portrait by Jan van Eyck. My mom wrote a little nice note on the back, and when I read it for the first time, I cried. January 9th, listening to the song Dreams by the Cranberries. Yes. January 15th, just an outburst of emotion thinking about life. You know, we have those. Also on January 15th, okay, so a little double dip. Mamma Mia, here we go again, when Lily James is giving birth to Amanda Seyfried in the past and Amanda Seyfried is singing with the remaining dynamos in the present. Well, there's the whole recap of the whole third act of Mamma Mia, here we go again. Yeah, this is actually on a sort of just a little movie night. I don't know if she knew I was crying. I hope not. Or maybe I hope that she did, because that's kind of a flex. January 24th. Listening to the Dixie Chicks song, Easy Silence. Yes, also very moving song. Now they're just called the Chicks, though. January 28th. Listening to Send the Sun by Nikki Lane. A song which I strongly connected to June 2020 with me. It was the height of COVID, driving the stormtrooper around Petaluma with my dad. Simpler times. It was dry, brown grass. We played a lot of her songs that drive. Yes, we did. January 28th. Watching Turning Red, especially the line, my panda, my choice. Oh. It was a laugh and a cry and an outburst at my cousin's house. Yes, one of those moments where it wasn't like I was emotionally moved to tears because of sadness, like most of these things were so far. And that was a really fun line. My panda, my choice, because yeah, my panda, my choice. All right, let's get into February. Alrighty, February. The first entry, conspicuously enough, February 14th, and the entry simply reads, you know why not. Interesting. You know, I actually was not overtly emotional on Valentine's Day. I went to work, I remember, and someone remarked, everyone here is either single or in a long distance relationship. That was a pretty funny observation because it was, Valentine's Day night. But yeah, I don't actually remember the reason why. It wasn't like, I'm alone. But yeah, February 18th. Hearing that Jimmy Carter is in hospice. What a life of service and dedication. 98 years old king. So true. He's actually still alive in October. So he's been in hospice for 8 months or so, and he is a king, and he's actually 99 now. So keep going, Jimmy Carter. I think about Jimmy Carter, no joke, a lot, and he is a role model for me in some of the things that he's done in his life and how he's carried himself, and I really respect that. Also February 18th. Okay, double dipping again. February 18th, a big day, beginning of Pisces season. Reading a card my grandma wrote me in 2011 or so. Yeah, I'm sure that made me cry. It's making me cry right now. So yeah, I don't need to say anything more. I love my grandma. February 20th, multiple times, with Liam's note with grandma's card. Okay, cool. I don't know why I was crying multiple times on Olivia Rodrigo's birthday. It's okay though, and Liam is my brother, and my grandma is my grandma. Thank you, Olivia Rodrigo. All right, that is the entries for February, so a little bit shorter than January. And now we're moving into the absolute behemoth month of March. March, what a doozy of a month apparently for my crying, and I think I know why. So we'll get into it. Lots of juicy stuff. March 4th, first entry. There is literally no text. It's just March 4th. I don't remember what I was doing on March 4th off the top of my head. I don't remember it being a particularly emotional day or whatnot, yet on March 4th I cried, although I didn't remark why. So, interestingly so. All right, March 23rd, saying goodbye to... Yes. This was saying goodbye to someone. March 23rd, okay? Number 2. Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur's Last Ride. Yes, okay, I remember this. I was in the library, and I was looking at things to, like, make me cry, because I was in a very cryy mood. And so I watched Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur's Last Ride. It makes me cry any single time I see it. So it's one of those things that just clicks in. All right, March 24th. Many, 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 many times. Yeah, moving on. March 24th, Dreams by the Cranberries. Same song again as January. Sung by Erica and Friends. So Erica and Friends is a sort of folk band, and they came and played in our backyard a couple years back for a little concert. And I was rewatching the video, and Dreams by the Cranberries just makes me cry. 24th again. Okay, entry number 3, March 24th. I was going through it. Cowboy Take Me Away by the Dixie Chicks made me cry. Self-explanatory. March 24th. March 24th. And it's quotation marks. Until Brent left the building. Yes. That is talking about Brent Midland, the keyboardist for the Grateful Dead. One of their keyboardists from 1980 to 1990. I could get those years off, but he tragically died in 1990. This was one of the songs that he was singing for the Dead on YouTube. January 25th, so we're finally out of the 24th, in the airport watching a video of Dad play a song he sung to us as a lullaby. That's very sweet. I remember that, actually. Again, late March was just nonstop. March 25th again. Okay. Second entry, Black Bear Cubs in Oklahoma. I do remember this. This was on a flight to Denver, and I watched a little film about reintroducing black bears into Oklahoma, and like they had some cubs, and that just was enough to... March 28th, saying goodbye to Alden in Arvada, Jicarado. So again, I'm in Jicarado to saying goodbye to my little baby cousin because he's just a wee lad. March 30th, in Chicago, Ogleville Transportation Center, hearing the news of Sam's proposal to... She said yes. Yes, that is my other brother who proposed to his now fiance, and she said yes. I cried for probably 30 minutes straight. That I was just sitting by myself on a bench in Chicago, and I saw the text of, boom, her hand with the ring on it, and I cried for 30 minutes. March 31st, more thinking about life and Sam. Self-explanatory. Just March is not done yet. March 31st, the Dairy video. It was from the Dairy Girls, and the end of season 1, without fail, makes me cry. Probably feeling very cryy, so I went, sought that out. All right, now let's move on to April. April Come She Will by Simon & Garfunkel. April 1st, Orange Show Speedway. Had to skip it. Yes, I actually remember precisely. I was at Los Angeles airport waiting for the bus and just shuffling through songs, and Orange Show Speedway by our queen Lizzie McAlpine came up, and I had to skip it. April 6th, during The Prince of Egypt, yet mostly it was a massive playback of life's moments of crying. Domino, Nana, Dad in Hospital, Grandma Cancer News, Sam and... yeah, I don't really need to go into more detail about that one. I kind of covered all the bases there. The Prince of Egypt, not necessarily a tearjerker, you know, a playback of life's moments of crying will surely make you cry. April 16th, Broke Down Palace. April 19th, Broke Down Palace. April 22nd, Big Backyard, Thinking About Bread Camp, Strong Connections There. Yeah, what more can I say? April 27th, it's quotation marks, My Brother is Getting Married. Yes, he is. I was with my aunt, Margie, actually, who was referenced up in January. I was eating dinner, her and Mike. I said, we were just talking about life, and I said, yeah, my brother's getting married. And then I started crying. So it's even just saying the phrase back then made me cry. All right, so that is April. We are done. Now let's move on to May. May 12th, first entry of May. Make your own kind of music, which is a song, while overlooking the southern Marin coastal hills and Orange Show Speedway and thinking about last night. Yes, wow, I remember this very vividly. So last night, in this sense, which would have been May 11th, I had a real sit-down talking to by some friends. A real sort of, get your act together. I needed it, and I was thinking about that conversation while driving or getting driven on a bus from the airport, listening to two songs that mean a lot to me. That's kind of a sweet one. May 13th, Ancient Steppe Poem, comma. Jesus Christ. So this is, I believe it's William Blake, Do These Feet in Ancient Rhyme. The words of that poem moved me. I was reading it off of my iPad. May 13th, driving mom back from the airport and saying how hard everything is. Wow, yes. Don't really need to explain that one. Although I don't really remember May being that hard. May 29th, Forever Young on the 395. Forever Young by Bob Dylan on Highway 395. What more could I ask for? And the final entry for May, May 30th, some Lenny comment. Good buddy of mine probably said something about something. Thanks, dude, for making me cry on May 30th. Congratulations. That rounds up May. Now we'll go into June. June. 2 entries in June. June 11th. Oh, God. Okay. Came over last night and then also left last night. It was a terrible night for my expectations. A huge outburst on Highway 101. Yes. June 11th, I cried a lot. June 18th, Jane and Donovan. Oh, that's sweet. Yes, I remember. This was my college graduation. My parents didn't come, my siblings didn't come, which I'm fine with now, but my 2 friends did. And the fact that my friends came to my graduation meant a lot to me. And it means a lot to me now. So those are 2 really great people. So thank you guys for coming. Well, that wraps up June, a quick one, and even reading it making my eyes water a little bit. As we get closer to the present day, who knows how much I will be able to hold it, but let's get into July. July was an absolute howler of a month. July 2nd, Grandma's voice interview. Oh. July 6th, Annie's song in Novato. Annie's song, which is a song by John Denver. Listening to that in Novato made me cry. July 15th, The Dead Show, comma, Ripple Encore. So this is where I got this hat in July. It's why I'm wearing it for this month. Hearing Dead & Company play Ripple when I was really into it, like I'm really into the music, was so overwhelmingly wonderful. And I was with my brother at AT&T Park and I cried. And I cry thinking about it. It's such an amazing experience. And that's where I got this hat. So this hat is like blessed, All right, July 30th. John Fetterman talking about depression, quotation marks, are we enough? Wow, that was very sweet. Listening to a podcast, John Fetterman being interviewed, and his children saying to him, Dad, are we enough? And that made me cry. Great guy, great senator. Go John Fetterman. July 30th. All right, double dipping. Jon Favreau's Wedding Vows. Another surefire way to make me cry is to watch wedding vow videos, especially if I know the people, like if they're celebrities or like people I follow or something. And Jon Favreau, great podcast host, Crooked Media, Pod Save America, His wedding vows were so amazing and beautiful, and I cried when I watched that video. So this concludes July. We're in the heat of the summer months, and we just have a few more months to go. So let's get into August. August. Okay. August 21st. The Vietnam War Memorial, especially the Soldiers Memorial. Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, D.C. is incredibly moving. Just seeing all the names on the slab of stone there, and thinking that each name is a person, was a person with hopes and dreams and a family and parents and a hometown and training and an experience and a last moment, and seeing how many names are there and just being overwhelmed. And then the Soldiers Memorial is the statues of the Vietnam veterans, so people who did make it back, and their memorial is also incredibly moving, and that just tipped me over the edge. So if you're ever in Washington, D.C., highly recommend going to the Vietnam War Memorial. August 27th. It's a quotation. And scatter her ashes at Point Reyes. Oh, yeah, moving. Makes me cry. That rounds out August. Let's get into September. September, we only have one entry. It's September 24th. Is walking into Davis Square train station. So this is in Massachusetts, which I had not been to in 9 years, and it was the exact same. I went to the East Coast until I was 13 years old. A lot of childhood memories there, and then just walking into the train station and seeing that not a tile was out of place, and still the smell and everything was exactly the same, and that was very moving because it's, connected to my childhood. So that was the only entry for September. So September was a relatively dry month for my eyes. We will go into October, our final month. October! Here we are at our last month of the year so far. October 2nd. Entry simply reads, a big release. See voice memo. It was probably a sustained 15 minutes of crying, maybe. It was needed, though. It was one of those just let it all out, and I was super happy for that. October 4th. It's a song, I Wish I Was, by the Avett Brothers. That song is intrinsically connected to the month of March for me. As you saw how big the March entry was, I would cry when I heard that song. So that was the last entry. So there we have it, from January 8th to October 4th, and every little day in between that I cried. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, please comment the word tearjerker. Tearjerker. Comment down that one down below. Watching these videos really means a lot to me. This video means a lot to me. I didn't cry as much as I thought I would reading this. Cries strike at different times, and that's alright. Please subscribe if you are new, like if you enjoyed the video, and remember, crying is okay as long as you feel okay with it and you're not, putting yourself or others in danger. Keep crying, keep slaying. I'll see you guys in the next one.